Okay, I just want to have a moment to talk about something that is really near and dear to my heart. And I know lately we've been talking about like, oh, confidence, and that's not something that I really talk about for the most part. But let me tell y'all something about something that I really do talk about. Something that I do love, and that's anger, okay? One thing that has really been a recurring thing throughout most of my life has been anger. And a big reason is because for a large chunk of my life, well, let's start from the very beginning, right? From the beginning. So from the beginning, I was a very angry girl, and I had a rightful reason to be angry. Now I'm not gonna lie, okay, I was a little very angry. I might have been a little too angry. You feel what I'm saying? But at the same time, your girl was very angry, and I had a reason to be angry. But continuously over and over again, people made me feel like I was bad or I was wrong for being angry, and that my anger would make people dislike me, despite the fact that my anger was showing me that I dislike things and people. So you see how the roles were reversed that easy? Like, oh, you're telling me you're angry with me and you don't like me because you're angry with me. Well, I don't like you because you're angry with me. And then it makes me then internalize that. It makes me feel like I'm the problem. And instead of being angry and saying this is the problem, which it was the problem, then I internalize it and say, well, maybe I'm the problem and I'm the reason that things are bad, okay? So then, right, I went on this journey of trying to fix, okay, maybe if I'm not as angry, then other people would respond to me better. But in this case, right, it's like that, oh, which came first, the chicken or the egg, right? But let me just say, I tried to think the omelet came before the egg, but the egg came before the omelet. So I tried to say, oh, if I'm omelet nice, then I could fix the egg. No, baby. Okay, the issue was the issue first, and then that was the anger. But it's like reversing that role. But that's not entirely what I wanted to talk about here. This is a quick little rant because I wanted to talk about how people feel like anger is something that is offensive. And a lot of people can safeguard this, because if the only thing that you see is my anger, then you're going to safeguard other people. You're going to safeguard the person who caused the disrespect. You're going to safeguard the person who was, let's say, more nice and meek and mild to your face, regardless if they cause the actual disrespect. And this is what people do all the time, right? Throwing rocks and hiding their hands. And so when I turn around and I'm pissed off because somebody threw a rock at me, and everybody hiding their hand, and I get to spazzing on everybody, of course everybody's gonna be looking at me like I'm crazy. What are you talking about? Nobody did nothing to you. Nobody did nothing to you. But that's the motive. That's the point. A lot of people like to, but on top of that, the people around them who didn't throw the rock, if I'm angry, whether if I'm angry at that, let's say I know exactly who threw the rock. This bitch been throwing rocks at me back to back to back. I know exactly who threw it. I don't care if she hit her hand. Maybe y'all didn't see it, but I seen it, and I'm gonna spaz out on that person. But let's say, right, the people around me, they might feel like offended or feel some type of way, like, oh my gosh, like, why are you so angry? And they're gonna take that personal. A lot of people take anger personal. Like, if you see somebody mad walking down the street and they pissed off, you might take that personal. Now you're afraid of that person. Now you're like, well, not everybody, but you might take that personal, and you might feel afraid of that person, like, oh my gosh, they're angry or something like that, or oh, they're crazy, they're mad. That's what we do. Like, we've been conditioned to associate anger with being crazy, with being like, oh, you're a bad person, with being like off the fucking chain, like you don't know how to handle yourself. But at the same time, why do you think that we've been taught that? Why do you think that we've been taught that? Because it makes us more susceptible, more controllable. If I can get you to associate anger with being crazy or being wrong or being brash in some type of way that's insane or unreasonable, you're going to then allow yourself to constantly check yourself in such a way where you don't get angry. But not only where you don't get angry, but if anybody else around you gets angry, you come as reinforcement because you've been instilled with that belief to hold that person down. Do you feel what I'm saying? So if don't result to them, don't be like them, don't be angry like them. This is the type of tactics we hear. You don't have to stoop down to their level, even if it's just somebody rightfully being angry or expressing their emotions. Now I'm not going to say like, oh, let's justify all types of crazy stuff, because that's not always the case, right? Especially like taking your anger out on people who didn't do nothing. But rightfully being angry in such a way where you just express that you're angry is okay. You're allowed to be angry. You're allowed to be mad. You're allowed to feel some type of way. And there should be, like, especially if you have friends or something like that, you should be able to go to people and be able to express your anger without them feeling like they need to calm you down because they're scared, because they're afraid, because they have internalized this feeling that anger is associated with craziness, or where they should be afraid or they should be fearful. Like, you have to be able to identify that somebody is not a threat to you and meet them where they are with their humanity. Like, everybody knows how to, oh, I'm so empathetic. Everybody is so empathetic when it comes to people being sad, but when somebody's mad, oh, nobody wants to be empathetic anymore. Suddenly people don't know how to do that. Suddenly you can't even understand where this person is coming from. You so busy, you gotta go be empathetic for the person who suits your idea of what is worthy or valuable of empathy, meaning the person that they're angry at. Oh, well, I wouldn't want nobody to be angry at me. Just say it. A lot of people are not empathetic. A lot of people are not empathetic. A lot of people just pretend to be empathetic, because if you were empathetic, you would be able to empathize with anger. But a lot of people don't even know how to do that. You're just empathetic because you like to soothe your own emotions, because you do what suits your emotional body. And that makes me mad. Because I don't like when somebody can't come to somebody. I've seen it so many times. People be painted as the villain because they react emotionally or angrily. And it's like, everybody's going to tell you, yeah, don't react emotionally, don't react angrily. But where's the lesson that we need to be learning, where see people through their humanity? When somebody is angry, when somebody is upset, see that as a real emotion. Like, they're not crazy just because they're mad. I swear, I will never forget the day that I seen this guy so angry. He was so mad. He was so pissed. And he ended up being disadvantaged because somebody was messing with him. And he was like, I'm telling y'all, like, I'm trying to really control my emotions in here with this guy. He keep messing with me. He keep doing this to me. And I'm just trying to chill. And then everybody was looking at him like, sir, you need to calm down. You need to calm down. And the other guy just sitting over there, the guy who started it all, who did everything to him, just sitting over there, just snickering and giggling, because he knows that the system is going to benefit him. It's not going to benefit this guy who has human emotions, who's angry that something is happening to him, because the people don't protect people who can protect themselves but also need help. Because you look like you can protect yourself when you're angry, but oh, they would love to protect somebody who's not doing nothing for themselves, who are so weak. But if you feel any type of way, or you feel like you can protect yourself, nobody is going to be on your side. Not only are they not going to be on your side, they're going to actively be against you, because you look like somebody who can protect yourselves. And isn't that so messed up? Nobody will help you when you look strong, but everybody will come to you when you look weak. So you have to look weak. So you have to do nothing. You have to allow yourself to be kicked on the ground. That's not right. Just in order to receive help, empathy, love, or sympathy, you have to allow yourself to be kicked down? What? I don't like that. And so I will never forget that day. And then that guy, he ended up being, like, they literally threw him out of the place, and it was like so mad at him. And I remember seeing him like 2 years later. We just so happened to be up in the same Uber. And I was like, I know you from somewhere. And he was like, and then we figured out where we knew each other from. And I was like, yo, I'm telling you, I will never forget what had happened to you, because I thought that was so wrong. And we was like, yes, right? Like, and we was just talking about that. And it's like, bro, why don't people see anger as vulnerability? Why do people paint anger out as such a bad thing? And that's exactly why. Because you allow yourself to do the job of the person who's inflicting the pain. Like, we have effectively become flying monkeys naturally in society, because if you experience anger, I'm going to see you as the bad person, without even considering the fact that a lot of the times, in order to experience any type of anger, something bad has had to happen to you. So we don't question, oh, why do you feel that way? We just jump to, you're the bad person because you seem angry. But this is why we have these types of manipulation, like reactionary abuse, because people have grown privy to that. People picked up on that, like, oh, I can paint you out to be the bad person if I get you to react. This is not a sign to tell people, oh, control your emotions. This is a sign to tell people, look deeper into emotions like anger.